Roller derby is played in increments called jams. Each jam lasts up to 2 minutes. Both teams field up to 5 skaters at the start of the jam. 4 of these skaters are called blockers, and 1 is called the jammer. The jammer wears a helmet cover with a star on it and scores points for the team. The blockers are playing both offense and defense at the same time, and together they make up what is called the pack. The 2 jammers start each jam behind the pack and must get through all of these skaters for an initial pass before they can begin to score points. When the initial pass is complete, a jammer can score 1 point for every opponent they pass with their hips. The first jammer out of the pack legally is declared lead jammer, which means they can end the jam anytime they want before the 2 minutes are up. Sounds easy, right?
To re-engage. Meanwhile, Madsplatter has not made it out yet.
All right, Corey has made it out of the pack, but at the same time, Ballarat have got a penalty on one of their blockers, meaning they now have a blocker disadvantage. Madsplatter's out of the pack. Both jammers are coming back around the second straightaway as Corey hits the back of the pack. Really solid jammer, Corey. Really hits really hard and is quite strong and calls off the jam for 2 points. And no points for Team Regional Victoria in that first jam of the game.
Fantastic. We're off to a good start. Glad that points have been scored straight off the bat. BRDL are always good to watch, and I love Team Regional Victoria because that's where I used to come from. But I am impartial today. Here we are. So, next on... Yes, exactly. Next on our lineup, we have jamming, it looks like... Number 68 for Team Regional Vic, we have Bender, thank you. And jamming for the Rat Pack, we have, this is not updated yet, let me have a look-see. We have Birdie and Bender, I love it, Battle of the Bees. At the moment we have Bender, lead jammer, out of the pack. We are coming around, and it looks like Rat Pack are also out of the pack now. We've got some good yelling from the bench. And we've got a call off from Team Regional Victoria.
So Team Regional Victoria getting the jammer in that last jam. So having the power to call off the jam. We have a timeout, it would appear. Can we do a score check, ready?
Yeah, let's have a look-see at our score. We have got 1, 2, 2, I believe. Let me just double check and confirm on our end here. We've got scoreboards updating, but well, they are just a touch out of our view. Excuse me, we've got Ballarat on 6.
Some problems with the score. I think that's maybe why we're having the timeout.
Not a problem. We have Ballarat on 6 and Team Regional Victoria on 1 currently. Who do we have next in our lineup? We are currently looking at some updates on our PC. We are working out what the go is, but I think we are still in a timeout at the moment. I believe they're updating stuff. Yeah. We've got some cheering for roller derby out here, and on our lineup we have Roast Mortem jamming, which is very exciting for the Rat Pack, and we have Hurty Beetle for Team Regional Vic.
All right, that was the end of that time out by the looks of it. No? I'm confused.
Next whistle starts the jam is what I heard, but we might just be fixing up some... Yep, we've still got an official timeout by the looks of it. Someone's still on the line.
All right, that's the end of the timeout. Nice strong whistle from Rick A. Mortis in the middle of the track.
Magic.
All right, and we're away. So both jammers at the back of the pack there. Hurdy Beetle on the outside line getting lead. Jammer on the outside on the first corner. Coming round to the back of the pack. Roast Mortem is recycled.
Very quick lead.
Yeah, very quick lead. So Roast Mortem still trying to get through the pack on the first turn. Meanwhile, Hurdy Beetle taking a second pass and getting 4 points, so scoring pass. Roast Mortem still stuck at the back. Hurdy Beetle taking some instruction from Shrek on the bench to take it nice and easy. Hurdy Beetle taking the outside line, hitting the back of the pack there with the Ballarat blockers doing a nice solid tripod, but Hurdy Beetle makes it through on the outside. Roast Mortem being held up at the back of the pack by the TRV blockers. Ballarat blockers coming back to do a little bit of offence, but unfortunately for Roast Mortem, has received a penalty and is heading to the penalty box. So Hurdy Beetle on the outside line of the second turn, coming into the straightaway, coming through for another 4 points. And Hurdy Beetle now has a advantage of being the only jammer on the track. So Roast Mortem's got to sit in the penalty box for 30 seconds. And let's see if Hurdy Beetle can rack up a few points without any opposition. So Ballarat blockers pretty solid, reforming in front of Hurdy Beetle, but Hurdy Beetle still makes it through. So nice bit of defence on the outside line. And Hurdy Beetle calling off the jam. Roast Mortem for Ballarat is still in the penalty box. So that is a sneaky little move to mean that TRV can start with a power jam and see if they can rack up some points before Ballarat.
Fantastic strategy by TRV there, getting the jammer iced in the box for the next start. We also had some incredible blocking by TRV with a nice little run back from Cow Crusher to get Roast Mortem to recycle all the way to the back. Please don't forget, we are in a onesie round. Bring your blankets, bring your cushions, bring your onesies. I brought the only onesie I have, which is a panda. So get amongst it and bring some chairs. It's a really nice round and it's nice and warm in here, especially with a onesie on. Back to the game, we have lining up Elmer Thud for TRV, and we also have... Oh, it's Roast Mortem, of course, because they had just come out of the box. So it looks like Roast Mortem was able to come out of the box and get lead jammer. That's a great strategy and advantage for the Rat Pack. Team Regional Victoria are currently in the lead, but Roast Mortem gets through with a full 4 points on that one. We've still got a scrum on the other side of the track to where the commentators are. We've got Elmer Thud really trying to push through on that inside line and that really strong Ballarat defence, locking them down a bit. And we've got a penalty going to... Was it She-Hulk? No, apologies. Yes, it is She-Hulk. She-Hulk on the TRV side. Couple more penalties going through. That's okay. And we've got some action happening. We're down to 2 blockers with TRV. They are able to make some excellent, strong defence, but Roast Mortem is able to get through for another 4 points. Ballarat are able to lock down Elmer Thud and recycle them back on the straightaway on that far line. Elmer Thud recycles at the back, and we are in a lockdown tripod. Oh, we've had a pretty... There we go. We've had a pretty strong hit on that the outside apex there. Elmer Thud is making their way to the front, pushing, very, very strong. Only got 2 more to compete with, and Roast Mortem is through on that outside straightaway for another 4 points. Fantastic game there, and we have another lead change by the looks of it. Rat Pack are on 26 points. That was a 20-point jam for Rat Pack. And Team Regional Victoria are on 17 at the moment. Still
Pretty
a close
game, yeah. Really good effort. So lining up now for TRV, we have Quiet Riot jamming, and for Rat Pack, we have Corey. So Rat Pack's blockers are lined up at the front of the track, closer to the pivot line, and they are currently down 1 blocker, so blocker disadvantage. Corey giving a big hit to Quiet Riot to push them off the line and try and get in front beforehand to great advantage. Corey has been recycled to the back of the pack, and TRV has taken lead. Jam, a quiet riot making out of the pack, but Corey is actually not very far behind. So both sets of blockers lining up on the second straightaway, but the Jam has been called off before we can score any points. And TRV has called an official review. We've got head ref Rick Mortis in the middle telling us what's going on. So, Revy, let's take this opportunity while this review's going on to maybe give some announcements and to talk about a few important pieces of information.
Yeah, I would love that. I would go ahead.
All right. So, game information we didn't do this at the start. We have Ballarat Roller Derby League, and we've got playing against TRV. So TRV is made up of Warrnambool Roller Derby League, Albury-Wodonga Roller Derby, Gippsland Lakes Roller Derby, Wimmera Roller Derby League, and Mildura Roller Derby League. And TRV, very exciting, has two debuting skaters this round. Number 34, Quiet Right from Warrnambool, and number 777, She-Hulk from Albury-Wodonga. Very exciting. Good job, TRV.
Oh, that's fantastic. We've also got some non-skating officials and skating officials on the game we are announcing now. We have, for non-skating officials, our head NSO for this is Bullseye. We have our jam timer as Blizzard, penalty lineup trackers Bullseye and Frickin' Ghastly. We also have Pagan, Wipeout, Scarebear, Buster Hammy, Crystal, Kilohertz, and alternative NSO is Muggles. Who are our skating officials today?
Oh, we've got a great lineup of skating officials.
As always.
Sometimes known as referees, sometimes known as zebras, because they wear stripes. So our head skating official is Rick Mortis. We've also got Gary, Smackaron, Miss Cray Cray, Lawless, Goanna, Executioner, and Crush.
Fantastic. We will also be going through some of the rules, some of the strategy as we are discussing what's going on. For anyone that hasn't really seen roller derby before, an opportunity has arisen right now, which is an official review. A team gets an official review each half. If they are successful in the official review, they get that official review back and are able to do it again. So Shrek was the person that called this official review for TRV. So that means if they win it, TRV get their review back. We will keep you updated about what the official review is.
Yeah, maybe we should have gone in to listen.
Would you like me to go have a look-see?
Yeah, give it a whirl.
I'll go as a panda. Bear
Right,
with me.
Maddie's going to go on a recce mission to find out the secret goss.
And I might let you talk because we can't hear each other.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
I'll be back.
All right, bye. So I'm just going to keep talking and filling the void of silence on the live stream. We've got a few announcements, other people to thank. We would also like to thank the photographers who volunteer their time to come along to these roller derby rounds and take beautiful photos, professional and wonderful, and make everyone look amazing. So we've got Hawkeye from RXA Photography, Scout from Alrighty Production House, and Phil from Lollapalooza Films. So keep an eye out on social media after the game in the next week or two or however long. And you'll be able to see some great photos from today's games. We would also like to thank Diamond Valley Roller Derby Club for hosting today's event. So thank you, Diamond Valley. They have a bye today, so they're not playing, but they've all come out to put this fantastic event on at this groovy venue. So go and support them at the bake sale and the raffle. And Revy, what'd you learn?
No call stands. TRV lose their official review. I believe it was a matter of re-entry. They were calling an official review because they believed there was an illegal re-entry, meaning that they may have potentially cut one of the players illegally. The refs were able to have a quick deliberation and confirm that there was no illegal position, and they lost their review. So TRV no longer have an official review for this half.
All right, better luck next half, TRV.
Truth. Who have we got on the line? Or have we already done that?
No, we haven't. We've got Sly Devil for Ballarat and Mad Splatter for TRV. Over to you, Rev.
Fabulous. Thank you so much. Wonderful. We have current scores. We are... Oh, yes, because we had an official review. They are the same. The good news is we have Ballarat, Rat Pack, out for lead. Lead. We still have TRV stuck on turn 2 at the moment, still trying to get through. It's really strong defence by Rat Pack today, really making it difficult. Even though they're getting split up a little bit, they're still able to come back together, recycle their jammers. Recycling means that if someone is knocked out of bounds, they're able to legally re-enter behind the player that knocked them out of bounds and continue playing. A strong recycling enables a team to stay together and protect their points each time the jammer goes around. The jammer...
Exciting news, we've had a... Oh, sorry.
Oh.
It's called off, but I was going to say we had a star pass for TRV.
I missed it. I was too busy talking and looking at...
It was a quick one.
Yeah, it was really quick. So we had a call-off by Sly Devil just then. And
all right,
go
who's
ahead.
up? Yes, so Quiet Riot is lined up as jammer for TRV and Birdie for Ballarat. So at the moment we've got TRV kind of lined up in the blockers lined up sort of in the middle of the track with Killer Curl's pivot floating around, being a little bit of an interesting some kind of strategy going on there. And the Ballarat blockers are lined up on the back line. So Birdie's at the front of the pack trying to make it through. Quiet Riot at the back of the pack trying to make it through. The pack's moving slowly. Birdie has made it through for lead jammer. Quiet Riot is still at the back of the pack. So TRV blockers coming back to do a little bit of offense as we move into the second turn. Quiet Riot's pushing one blocker to get past at the top of the pack. Birdie has made it through for 4 points, and unfortunately for TRV, Quiet Riot has been assessed a penalty and is heading to the penalty box. So both sets of blockers lined up on the second straightaway. TRV at the top of the pack trying to hold Birdie, knock her out on the outside line. Killer Curl's coming in to do some offense as pivot at the top of the pack. As the blocking pack moves around the second turn, Birdie gets knocked out on the inside line and is being forced to recycle round. Ballarat blockers doing a lot of little offensive moves, but Birdie taking the direction from the penalty, not the penalty box, from the bench and calling off the jam.
Yeah, very strong communication from the bench. Sometimes it can be difficult to hear your bench in such a large venue, but really good communication on this end.
Yeah, and sneaky move. We've got Quiet Right for TRV still in the penalty box.
Very sneaky. Good strategy.
A little bit of revenge for TRV icing the Ballarat jammer earlier.
Fabulous. And what a person to put out. They've put out Corey for the Power Jam start, and they've also done a bit of a smother technique to try and reduce the amount of time it will take for Corey to get out. That was about 3 seconds.
Yeah, really nice bit of offense there from the Ballarat blockers.
Fantastic work. We've also got the pivot going in and doing a bit of offense each time the jammer gets around. And that just makes each pass easier for the jammer to claim 4 points and keep moving on their way through without getting recycled or knocked out of bounds. We do have a star pass by the looks of it. The star has been passed to the pivot for TRV. And the pivot is, just checking my notes here, Monk. Thank you very much. Making very quick work around the track. We've got some really fast skaters jamming and pivoting here today. The good news is the blockers are keeping it really slow and strong and making it quite difficult for a lot of the jammers to get through today. Really
good
strong.
Controlled blocking.
Really controlled. Good strong defense. It looks like we have a player standing. Just being released from the box. That is Bella Lugosi. I believe they're from Albury-Wodonga Roller Derby, and they are on their way to the back of the pack. Fantastic. Corey is back on the way through and was able to make very quick work of that pack, smashing their way through, getting another 4 points. So we are up to a 20-point jam at the moment. Monk is still making their way through. Very strong pushing by Corey. Very nice footwork on the inside. The TRV team are able to provide offense for Monk, but Rat Pack are being quite evasive and able to make quick work of the offense. And Corey calling it off, making that a 28-point jam.
28-point jam.
Goodness me.
That's incredible. That's great work. And you noticed, I don't know if you noticed people watching at home, but as Corey was making it through the pack, they were checking the scoreboard as they went through to keep an eye on how much time they had left and how many points they'd racked up. So Very nice. So, quick score check. Rat Pack are on 68 and Team Regional Victoria are on 21. All right, so we have Hurdy Beetle lining up for TRV and Vindicator for the Rat Pack. So both jammers hitting the back of the pack on the inside line. Hurdy Beetle now is moving to the outside but being knocked out, forced to come back in, cutting across to the inside line and making it through at the first turn. TRV, Hurdy Beetle has lead jammer. Vindicator is... I can't see. Sorry, I'm at the wrong side of the track. I think... Oh, yeah, Vindicator has gone to the penalty box. That's why I can't see them. So this is a great advantage for Hurdy Beetle to rack up some points.
Great advantage.
Taking the instruction from the bench from Shrek to take it slow, keep calm. Vindicator's in the box, so you've got at least 30 seconds to do a few laps, score some points with no opposition, with all your team doing offense to help you. So 4 more points. Vindicator is back on track, but has got the star in her hand. All right, now the star is on her head. Oh, Hurdy Beetle on the inside line, almost cutting through, but a big hit there from that was Lucky from the Rat Pack. But Lucky actually in that hit has been given a penalty and is heading to the penalty box. So looks like TRV will be starting the next jam with a blocker advantage, as Ballarat has 2 blockers in the penalty box. So that's Lucky and Killer Curls both in the penalty box at the start of this jam.
Always good to do a box check and make sure that you see who has the advantage, see what the strategy will be for the next jam. We've got a 5-second call. On the line, we have Bender for TRV and Birdie for the Rat Pack. This is a common lineup at the moment, these 2 jammers against each other. We've got some strong pushing from the Rat Pack, able to push Bender out of bounds on the outside line. Even just with the 2 blockers there, they're still able to make quite a difficult job for Bender. We've got Birdie also caught up the front. Still no lead jammer. Oh, all right, as I say that, announcer curse. Birdie's able to make lead jammer happen.
And it looks like Gussie is the only Ballarat blocker on track at the moment.
Oh, no.
Oh, wait, hang on. All of the Ballarat blockers have got penalties.
There we go, we're back.
Lucky and Killer Curls have just come back just in time.
Just in time. Goodness me. Sometimes it's a bit difficult to keep track of, but it looks like our officials are doing a fantastic job of keeping the pack intact on the track. That was a good sentence. All right, we have Birdie through for another 4 points. We have the pack on the other side of the track. Let me just have a look at the cameras here. And Bender on the inside on turn 2, making it another 4 points for TRV. Fantastic. I would also, while I'm here, just like to have a bit of a shout out to our donors. We have Bunnings Eltham, who is an ongoing sponsor of Diamond Valley Roller Derby Club, and they assist with tape and track laying. Thank you so much to Bunnings in Eltham. And we have a call-off on the inside apex by Birdie.
So at the end of that jam, it looks like, unless it's not been updated yet, it looks like 4 points for both teams. Oh, here we go. No, it has been updated. I've spoken too soon. Rat Pack got 7 points in that jam, bringing them to a total of 75. Team Regional Victoria got 5 points in their jam for a total of 38.
Alrighty, we have an official timeout at the moment. We are just checking some scores on our end by the looks of it. We have someone, as you can see on the pivot line, if you can see on the cameras, we have someone doing a nice touch of their shoulders, and this signals that there is an official review in place.
That's official timeout, Revy.
Thank you. Official timeout. Official review is the O.
You make an O for official.
For official. Yes, thank you.
Because something's gone, oh no. Let
no.
us fix that.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, while we're on this break as well, Revy started it, so let's keep going with it to thank our donors. We've also like to thank Banyule Council, Be Kind Roller Skates, and Skaters Rink Eltham.
Oh, skaters. Loved skating there when I was younger. Such a good venue.
And Be Kind Roller Skates also has a stall over at the other side of the building today. If you want to go and check out some of their stuff. And there's a Be Kind Roller Skates prize pack in the raffle today.
Ooh, better buy some raffle tickets.
I've already bought 10.
Oh, I hope you win.
Me too.
Oh,
all right, so we're on. Corey for Ballarat has already taken lead jammer. Meanwhile, Hurdy Beetle is still stuck at the back of the pack, trying to get past their own blockers there a little bit. Corey's coming round to start scoring pass. Heading into the second turn. Hurdy Beetle has just got a penalty and is off the track. So huge advantage here for Corey, who's made it through for 4 points, taking a bit of a show for the people at home. All right, Corey's coming through, giving some instructions to the blockers. Killer Curls as pivot coming through, doing a little bit of offense, breaking up that pack to make it easier for Corey to come through. So all 4 Ballarat blockers are lining up to do a little bit of chaos manoeuvre and posting to try and stop the TRV blockers from being able to form up at a defensive wall. All right, Corey racks up some points and has called off the jam. Hurdy Beetle is still in the penalty box. He's standing, so less than 10 seconds for Hurdy Beetle. So at the end of that jam, Corey scored 12 points for the Rat Pack, bringing them to 87, TRV on 38, and the Rat Pack will be starting with a power jam start.
Oh, fantastic. Roast Mortimer on the line. There is
hang on.
a note here.
Yeah, sorry, we forgot to say that earlier.
Please. So number 38, previously known as Roast Mortem, has changed their name for this game to Miracle Roast, which is a little nod to Miracle Whips because they want to jam.
And they are jamming.
They are jamming, and they're doing quite well. I don't think I've seen them jam before, if I'm honest. Bloody wonderful. I did notice in that last jam too, Claire, that we had some really good chasing out by 31, which is Griff on the TRV side, and that's their captain pivoting. Quite good work trying to chase Corey out, but Corey is strong and fast.
Yes. To be fair, usually if Corey's coming towards me, I just run away. You go.
The goal is to have few penalties so that all your friends and yourself are on the track so that you can actually stop jammers, because a lot of the time jammers are sneaky.
Yeah. And they're fast.
They're fast.
And they're strong.
I like that we can speak like this because we're both blockers, so we get the opportunity.
Revy, I've seen you jam.
Sometimes, but I like blocking more. Blocking is fun. Jamming is difficult.
Jamming is... It's a specialised skill.
Yes.
It's not for everyone. I admire those who have that special skill.
Absolutely, and a big nod to Roast Mortem for putting on the star today, because it is work. It is absolute work, and I think the performance that's being put on today makes you want to jam.
Looks
Very
fun.
nice skating. Yeah, so we have a power jam, starting with Roast Mortem.
Oh, it's Miracle Roast. We just went through that.
Thank you, yes, Miracle Roast. Big shout out from the crowd here to Miracle Roast. Straight out, lead jammer. We do have Hurdy Beetle back out on the track, and she has just been knocked to the inside, getting straight up, getting around the outside if she can. But Miracle Roast, straight for 4 points. Pretty unstoppable by the looks of it. Very strong. Hurdy Beetle is still a little bit caught up in the pack. Oh, announcer curse, straight out. So while they are not lead jammer, they are making quick work around the track, trying to make their way back to the pack in time. And we have a call-off. That was a really nice countdown by their bench to make sure that we have a call-off right before the other jammer is able to score points. So that's the benefit of lead jammer in roller derby. If you are lead jammer, you have the ability to call off the jam before the 2 minutes is up.
So you not only score points for yourself and your own team, but you can stop the other team from scoring points.
The strategy.
Double whammy.
I love it. This is why we play.
Yeah. All right, let's have a look. I can't read. We've got Quiet Riot for TRV and Corey for Ballarat. But Corey taking the outside line, just hitting one blocker to get past and getting lead jammer. I'm about to sneeze, Rev.
That's okay, I got you. We have caught up in the pack still. We have Quiet Riot.
Sorry, everyone. What's going on? All right, Corey's scoring points, coming around the... to the third turn around the apex there, and it looks like, yes, we've had a star pass for TRV. So still at the back of the pack, though, trying to get through on the outside line. Corey's cutting through on the inside line at the third turn. But they did a forearms, so they have been assessed a forearms penalty from the ref in the middle. So Corey is heading to the penalty box. That means we've got, I don't know, I can't see. Who is it? It's 91. Elmer Thud is the new jammer for TRV, and Elmer Thud has a great opportunity now to score some points. Let's see if TRV blockers do a little bit of offense move to try and soften the blow there and break up the Ballarat blockers. Elmithard taking the outside line. We're on the third turn, cutting back to the inside line at that apex, cutting through on that shortcut, coming around for 4 points.
This jam will also be going the full 2 minutes.
Ooh, I love a 2-minuter, except when I'm playing them. All right, so both jammers are on the track now. Corey's taking the inside line, then cutting through on the outside, barely having to slow down. Elmer Thud is being held at the back of the pack there by a really strong defensive tripod there. They need to move their feet, though. Corey doing the same move as the last jam, coming in on the inside line on the straight, cutting to the outside in between the two sets of blockers to score 4 points. TRV's blockers came back to do a little bit of offense to try and help their jammer, and now they're back on defense to try and stop Corey, who just pushes straight through that tripod, right through the middle and to the inside line, and there is the end of that jam. So another pretty high-scoring jam. We had 16 points for the Rat Pack and 8 points for TRV. So that brings us up to the Rat Pack on 111. They have broken the century 100-point barrier, whatever you call it. And
Very
TRV
good.
is on 46.
Yeah, Rat Pack are having a really strong game today. I love it. Also, Team Regional Victoria are doing such good work. It's always really difficult to tell how good the game is unless you have the scoreboard there, because you can't really tell what the points are at, honestly. When you're watching it, when you're looking at it, when you're in amongst it, it's really difficult to tell which direction the game is going.
Yeah,
in.
often the game is a lot closer than the scoreboard really suggests.
Absolutely. We have an unofficial timeout by the looks of it.
Oh, great.
Oh, yes, we are doing
Fixing our
track repair.
So thank you to our track repair team.
Thank you, Jen.
We've got a lot of tape in the middle of the track, so thank you again to Bunnings Eltham for supplying us with some fantastic tape. And thank you to our officials for keeping the track on track, shall we say.
And thank you to Jen sitting next to us for keeping us in the loop, keeping us on camera, keeping the skaters on camera, keeping everything up and running.
If you do have any comments, you can pop them in the whatchamacallit.
Oh, the chat, the Facebook Live chat.
Yeah, in the thing.
Fabulous. I'm glad we've got one going on. If you have nice things to say, spill it. Spill it. We want to hear it. We want to see it. And if it's really, really nice, maybe we'll read it out.
Yeah,
We're just
we've
not
got
sure.
Warrnambool Roller Derby watching. They've said go Mad Splatter, go TRV. We've got a few people watching.
Friends. I love this. That's the best thing about this sort of roller derby and this sort of streaming event. If you can't make it, you can still watch it and support.
And we'll tell you what's happening.
Absolutely. What is happening? We've got Mad Splatter on the line for TRV and Birdie for the Rat Pack. We've got full lineup by the looks of it. I'm looking at the box and there is no one in the box. Fantastic. As strong as it gets out there, both jammers really stuck. There's some really good tripod defense. There's a little bit of O happening with BRDL at the moment. BRDL are doing a really strong tripod and O most jams at the moment, and it seems to be really effective. We're still really caught up in this scrum at the moment. We're getting recycled at the back. When I say we, I mean Splatter. Sorry, excuse me. I mean the Mad Splatter. We've had a knockout to the Mad Splatter on the outside apex. We are recycling to the back so that we can re-enter legally. And we do have lead jammer for the Rat Pack, which is Birdie. Not bad, but almost a minute in. Quite a tight game at the moment. You know, it's a tight game when it takes so long to get lead jammer, and that means that there's an opportunity for both teams to score points, but it'll be quite a low-scoring jam at this stage. Birdie on the inside for 4 points, and a good chase out there by the captain Griff, who was the pivot. Strong skating on the inside with Mad Splatter. Looks like they've also matched that 4-point score. They're about half a lap behind each other, and the pack is moving kind of fast, but we're able to get some slow movement at the back here, keeping everyone in play by the Rat Pack. And Oh, a few penalties going out and about. We've just had Monk released from the box, so they're able to get back to TRV at this stage. Really keeping an eye on the BRDL defence and trying to provide some O for their jam of the Mad Splatter while they're out there. I don't see BRDL. Oh, I do see BRDL's jammer. Excuse me. And we've had a call off there. It looks like we've potentially got an injury.
All right, so we're just going to get the camera off the track.
Yeah, might put it on us if that's okay.
No,
yeah, we are doing well. We are doing well. It's been a really interesting game so far. Rat Pack currently score check on 1, 2, 3. 123 points, and the last jam they scored 12 points for that. The last jam TRV scored 4 points. They are currently on 50. We have just under 7 minutes to go for this half. I would love to, potentially, if possible, go through our stall holders. Have we done that yet, Claire? Lovely. I was just double checking with you. I know. Here we go. Stall holders for today. We do have several stalls. Thanks for making the effort to come to McLeod and bring all the goods. I love a bake sale. I love goods. We have Be Kind roller skates. They've got skate parts and skate accessories. Adoring Angels, which is handmade jewelries, pins and stickers. Pineapple Page, she's been there a few rounds for us. Very kind. Stickers, socks, mugs, bit of merchandise.
Very cute roller derby themed stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Such a nice looking stall too. So colourful. We also have Talk Derby to Me. The usual
We'll just keep trying.
it's good to have a chat.
Yeah, we're just talking into the ether. Just no one can hear us.
Although I've always enjoyed chatting to you, Claire, but, you know, when we have an audience...
I think an audience.
I think the audience needs to hear what we've got to say. Very important stuff. Fabulous. Thank you so much, Jen. Hopefully we
Sam says can hear you now.
Thanks, Sam.
You missed out, you guys.
Yeah, we
missed
were
out on a lot. We said
chats.
The best stuff. I made the best joke.
It was really good.
The whole stadium erupted.
Tickled me pink. Got to be honest. So, on the line, would you like to do this, Jen?
Yeah, let's do it. So, we have timeout looks like it probably potentially coming to a close soon. Not sure, but we've got Sly Devil lining up for Ballarat and Quite Right for TRV. And just in case you did miss the amazing words that I said earlier, I was just saying thank you to our first aid team for being here today to look after us and keep us safe, and remind you all at home, go and do your first aid course.
100%. Get it done. It's worth it.
You never know when something might happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially at roller derby.
All right, there's that rolling whistle. That timeout is over, and we've got both teams lining up on the track. Both teams have a bit of a disadvantage with some blockers in the penalty box. So Sly Devil is needing to get through 2 blockers from TRV, and Quiet Right's got 3 Ballarat blockers to get through. So it looks like Ballarat's going to do some offense on the line. Very successful, but Sly Devil did get knocked out anyway, and again knocked out for a second time. Called it off because it looks like we've got some more track tape shenanigans on the what do you call that box where you line up in between the jammer line and the pivot line? Does that have a name?
I don't think so.
The starting area.
Yeah, I think it's just between the jammer and pivot line.
I don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we Google the rules.
Yeah,
I should
that's
know.
right.
I
That's
should
right.
know.
Maybe we should name it.
Yeah, I'm calling it the starting box area.
I like it. That's nice.
But yeah, we do need to keep everyone safe. So if the track tape comes up and the rope is revealed, danger zone.
Yeah, and we basically put a rope and a tape down each time so that the skaters can feel when they're going out of bounds, so that it keeps everyone in play, and it gives the ref a bit more of an indication. Our skating officials a bit more of an indication when someone does go out, and we can keep our games clean. We don't want any business going on where people are running around lines when they shouldn't be.
We'll make sure everyone's safe. We love our first aid friends, but we prefer to just have them sitting in the corner doing nothing for the whole day.
100%. It's nice to have them. They are a luxury.
All right, skaters trying to keep warm in the middle. Sly Devil's doing some dancing around.
They've got some really cool knee pads. Very colourful. A few rainbows.
All right, there's that whistle. Okay, we're going to try that jam again. I'm not sure, but I think maybe that jam is just called dead. So we've got the same set of everyone lined up as before. Sly Devil and Quiet Right are our jammers, doing slightly different strategy than we did last time we started this jam. No pack call, meaning Sly Devil at the front is straight out the front of the pack. Quiet Right stuck at the back. TRV's couple of blockers back on track from the penalty box, trying to do a bit of offense. Sly Devil coming around the outside line, doing a spin and a twirl on the outside, and then cutting back to the inside. Looked like they were out, but 2 TRV blockers have managed to get up in their business and stop them from getting through. So it's 2-on-1 at the front of the pack. TRV is continuing to recycle, stretch out that pack and bridging it out, but Sly Devil has made it through. But TRV really held it back for at least half the track. Quiet Riot is still in the pack, trying to get through that shenanigan zone. With a lot of business going on there. Killer Curl's coming back to do a bit of offense, but that is the end of that jam. So Rat Pack scoring 4 points. And TRV, 5 points. And TRV, no points for that jam. And someone on the what do you call it, live stream chat has said, love the commentator cam.
Yes.
Thanks, Hayley. I don't know if I like it because
we
I've got to
love
look
it.
at my own face. It's really disconcerting.
Yeah, but it's over there, so you don't have to look at it. At least we've got a game to look at, so that's fabulous. Magic. I did notice some very fancy feet from Sly in that last jam, and I also noticed this jam... the rest of this half, we still have Rat Pack with an official review, so they might be saving that to get an extra jam later. But back to the game, we have Corey out with lead jammer straight out within 12 seconds. We're doing very well. For TRV, it looks like the star has been passed to Monk. A good strategy for when a team gets lead jammer is for the other team that does not get lead jammer is to pass the star off just to get movement going, to try and get the star through the pack as quickly as you can. So we've had Corey through with another 4 points. We are doing some pretty excellent skating straight through. There's some really good offense by brdl as well, and then a really solid tripod at the back locking Monk down. Now that Monk has the star in her hand, she does have to hold on to it because there has been a successful pass. It looks like there is a
Penalty for Monk.
She will go to the box as the jammer now. And we've had a call-off, so she will be starting the next jam as the jammer and no longer the pivot.
And that's a very good time. Corey called off that jam while Monk was still on her way to the penalty box, meaning that Ballarat know they have a full 30 seconds at the start of this jam. With only their own jammer on track. So 30 seconds of power jam start is really ideal. So we've got Birdie lining up for Ballarat. The TRV blockers on the back line. Ballarat blockers coming back, swarming, trying to do a little bit of offense on the start. See if they can get Birdie out as soon as possible. TRV blockers trying to hold at the front of the pack, but Birdie has made it through. Meanwhile, all the blockers are having a little chat about where they need to be, who's lining up where, what's our offense strategy as Birdie comes through. And they're racing up, so Ballarat starting back and then coming up forward to try and break up the defensive tripod. Birdie has made it through for another 4 points, so it's a successful strategy there. So that's, basically 2 laps that Ballarat got to get, first of all, lead jammer and start scoring points. And there's been a star pass for TRV, so Monk is out of the penalty box and has passed the star to number 56, who is Hurdy Beetle. Birdie is still coming through, but I spoke too soon, and Birdie has called it off.
Yeah, a very strong strategy to put a jammer on as a pivot for the next jam when your pivot is in the box from the previous jam. So it just means that if the jammer from the previous jam is tired, is possibly in a penalty spiral, they have the opportunity to straight off give it to the next pivot that's on, and the pivot becomes the jammer for that jam.
And it can cause a little bit of confusion amongst the blockers because you're not sure exactly who to look for. We've had a timeout again. Looks like we're doing a bit of track maintenance once again.
Yeah.
So a good time to do a score update. The
good
Rat
point.
Pack are on 148 and TRV are on 50. So a bit of a lead there for the Rat Pack, but we've only got 2 minutes left in this half.
Flown by.
2 minutes
Flown
and 5
by.
seconds, so we'll probably get, 2 jams out of that?
I think you're right. Yeah, I reckon 2
at least
jams.
2.
Yeah. On the track at the moment, even though we're in a timeout, we do have our lineups out there. We have Quiet Riot for TRV, and we have
Miracle Roast.
Miracle Roast. I wanted to make sure I got the name right this time because I keep wanting to call her Roast Mortem.
Well, it does say that on the shirt.
Yes, I keep looking at that and just wanting to call her that. But really strong skating from Miracle Roast today, and also Quiet Riot. We've had some really excellent jamming from our jammers today, but the blockers are making it just that much more difficult for each of our jammers to get through. We've had a bit of a knockdown and a penalty going to Miracle Roast for that knockdown.
This is a big hit on Cow Crusher.
Another big hit.
So
Knocking our jammers down. So, goodness me. We've had Quiet Right get knocked down, but straight back up and back onto the track, re-entering legally and making her way through. We don't have a lead jammer yet, but a double whistle.
There it is.
That's a good sign. So because we had Miracle Roast in the box, it made it a power jam for TRV, and Roast was able to get lead and has immediately called it off with direction from the bench with Shrek and Bonnie Jovi. Very good experience on the bench today. And this means that Miracle Roast is iced in the box. Isolated in the box.
cold.
Very cold. Iced. Freezing.
So that's a great advantage to TRV at the start of this jam. We've got Hurdy Beetle lining up. Ballarat have got only three blockers on. What's happened?
Team timeout, possibly?
Team timeout.
Or official.
Official review?
I heard.
Official review
There we go, for Black.
Ballarat.
There
Sorry,
we go.
we're looking over the other side to see what Gary's doing with his hands to tell us what's occurring.
Yeah. Lovely. Okay, so that's a good use of an official review, excuse me. Using it right at the end of a half, it gives you the opportunity to possibly get another jam in, depending on when you use it. They could be using it for an extra timeout, or they could be calling something
Looks like
particular.
they're having a chat.
They are having a chat. Should I go in?
Yeah, do it, Revy.
All
I'm
right.
too lazy to get up.
I'll leave it for you, my
Rev's
friend.
going to go.
Bear with me.
All right, Rev's going to find out what's going on. Sorry? Yeah, a little sneaky trip. Rev's on holiday in the middle of the track. I'm very lazy, so I didn't want to have to stand up. It's just me now. What can I talk about? Oh, we've talked about everything. Oh, no, here we go. I've got an idea. So, Today, this is round 5 of Statewide Stampede. So let's talk about some upcoming dates. The next round of Statewide Stampede is coming up on the 29th of July, and that is our semi-finals. So round 5 today is the last of our regular rounds. Next round, semi-finals. It's going to be hosted by TRV, who's on track currently, and we will be playing in Sale in beautiful Gippsland. And then, following that, on the 26th of August, we have the Statewide Stampede Finals, hosted by Pivot City Rangers in Geelong. Just in time. What's the news, Rev?
It is a lost review.
What'd they ask about?
I wasn't able to see by the beginning of the conversation. They were discussing whether a person was putting their chest down or not, so it could have potentially been a high block situation or a blocking with the head situation, but
right.
The official review was lost.
All right. Well, the jam is on, and what's happening? So, Hurdy Beetle has made it out for lead jammer, but Ballarat's jammer, who is Miracle Roast, has made it out of the penalty box and is back on track. So we have a full contingent of skaters. Hurdy Beetle is coming through on the outside line. There's a lot of whistles going on. I don't know if they're calling it off or they're calling penalties.
Whistles. That was very confusing.
That was confusing.
Let us do a check of
all right,
what
Hurdy Beetle's
scores
looking around.
were.
All the players are looking around. The refs are looking around. There's some...
Our
All right,
lineup is still going at the moment.
All right,
Okay.
this is a timeout now. That was confusion. So, looks like Rick A. Mortis, our head ref, has called the refs to come in. We're having a official timeout because I just assume
There was a
there
bit
was
of
some confusion with the whistles.
Very confusing. In that, what we're discussing here is that there was one person started whistling the jam dead, which is 4 whistles: 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then someone else started, and then someone else started. Usually, when someone starts it, everyone should follow,
They
but
join in.
it didn't really happen. So there was a really long end to that jam, and I believe potentially this is a scenario that we're not sure is happening. Potentially it was an illegal call-off or it was a mistake by someone,
Yeah,
so
or
the jam kept going.
Possibly someone was doing a penalty whistle and someone else thought it was... we don't know. We're speculating.
Speculation.
We're just making things up. But the refs are
Successfully.
now talking to the bench people, and we're talking about what's going on.
And we do have another lineup going, so that's a good sign that we might still have a little bit more time left in this half. It says we've got 8 seconds.
All right, I just heard the word reset, so it looks like we might just start... We're starting that jam again.
All right. Would you like to commentate again?
Oh, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
My toes are really cold.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do you want to jump in? You can get in if you like.
No, I don't
There's
think
room.
we'll both fit in the Panda.
Oh, that's all right. Next time.
I should just wear 2
need
pairs of
a-
socks.
Need a bigger one.
All right, people at home don't care about my socks.
I do.
Right.
What colour are they? Do you have themed ones
Yeah,
on?
I got red and white stripes today.
Oh, that's
I'll put
beautiful.
I'll put them on the camera.
Oh, I
Here you
love
go.
that. Red and white.
People at home.
Red
my
and
socks.
white. In converse to your black.
Yes, secret colour. All right, looks like we're going again, but we're still lining up. The officials are talking still.
Yeah, they are. We still have someone lined up on the pivot line doing our official dance,
timeout.
which is
So-
very nice.
The jammers we have currently looks like they're ready to go at a moment's notice. Hurdy Beetle for TRV and Corey for Ballarat. Refs are talking to the benches, is talking to the officials.
Sometimes mistakes happen.
Yeah.
So I think doing a reset is probably the best option for this. It doesn't look like... Although the last jam we have on here, it looks like was scored 4 points. I'm unsure if that was the last jam that we had or if it was the prior jam and this one has just been reset.
I think the refs would sort that out.
Beautiful.
All right, now we're ready to go. We're ready to go. It's happening. There's
And
the
that's the
whistle. We're
whistle.
going. All right, so both jammers hitting the back of the pack pretty hard. Corey on the outside line being held really well by the TRV blockers. Hurdy Beetle also on the outside line coming back to the inside. Corey has made it through on the first turn on the outside line for lead jammer. Hurdy Beetle just facing up against 2 Ballarat blockers at the moment, being recycled on the inside line of the first turn, coming around the outside, still trying to make it through. Meanwhile, Corey is racing around the pack. Bit of a stumble at the front of the pack, but Hurdy Beetle is almost through. Corey on the outside line, making it look easy, just slicing through on the straightaway. The pack's moving pretty fast. Hurdy Beetle taking the outside line. One blocker trying to stop her, but she's made it through. As Corey comes around on the first apex, cutting through on the inside line.
It was a very solid knock to the inside by Beck from the Rat Pack. Very strong.
Very good, very good. Hurdy Beetle also on the inside line, cutting through to the outside, coming through those blockers with almost no opposition. Corey on the outside. TRV looks a bit surprised there, like they weren't quite ready for Corey to be there. So quite a few blockers in the penalty box at the moment. Both jammers are doing well on the outside line. They're just slicing through.
Lots of laps.
Yeah, so, all right, here Corey's being slowed down by the TRV blockers who are trying to reform their triangle. Big hit on the outside line that was Griff, but Corey has made it through anyway. Hurdy Beetle is on the straightaway trying to get through the pack. All right, that was a call-off.
Yeah, it was a
That
call
was
off.
a successful call-off. So
That
at the
absolutely
end of
was.
that jam, it looks like Rat Pack got 16. TRV got 11. Sorry, that changed as I was looking at it.
Yeah, all good.
So we're at half-time, intermission, 15 minutes. Rat Pack on 164, Team Regional Victoria on 65, so 100 or 99. What is that?
100
Is that 101 or 99?
That's 99.
I can't do numbers. That's the difference.
Oh,
And it's half-time, so see you in 14 minutes and 25 seconds.
thanks for sticking with us. See you soon. So we're on? Fabulous. Hello, I am Rev. I am here with my awesome friend Claire. We've had a quick break. We are back from an intermission. We've got about 45 seconds on the clock. We will wait for the rolling whistle though, because we trust our officials more than we trust technology, which is good. So, Claire and I have been commentating for the first half of this game and been having an absolute ball. This has been a really nice, fun game. G'day, there we are. I see ya. G'day. So Claire is having a quick bite. I had a quick bite. We're having a really nice chill time. We've had a nice rah-rah rat pack, which means we are probably coming back on shortly. Yes, I can see your screens, people. We see a full lineup at the moment. We have an empty penalty box, which is exactly what we like to see. 0 penalties coming into the next half, which is great. So it means we've got 2 jammers on and 4 blockers per team on at the time. So we have lining up 4 jammers. We have Hurdy Beetle from TRV, and we have Corey from brdl, which is Ballarat, the Rat Pack. Still obviously no score change. Just a refresher, we've got 164 to Ballarat and 65 to Team Regional Victoria. We have some nice dancing going on the line from Curls. This is what I love about roller derby. When the game's not happening, everyone's just having a blast. 30 seconds, there we go. Thank you, Rick, our head ref. We are going to make a start shortly, and we will keep you updated with how everything's going. At the moment, we have 2 more team timeouts for Team Regional Victoria, and we have 3 team timeouts for Ballarat. But back to the game. We have Corey straight out for lead within about 3 seconds. We've done really well. We also have Hurdy Beetle also out, but not lead, but shortly behind them. So, we've got our 4 points and we've called it off, and by we, I mean Corey.
That is a quick jam.
Very quick.
Hit it and quit it, get lead fast, get 4 points fast, call off the jam before the other team has a chance to score.
Both jammers got out quite quickly, so it's good to be straight back into it. Don't need any more jams to have a quick warm-up. We're straight back in.
So not only do you get the points advantage there, but it's also a mental game thing as well, because you stop the other team from doing what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Alright, so we've got Birdie lining up for Ballarat and Bender for TRV. Bender's kind of stuck in the middle of the pack, and Birdie is taking the back, trying from inside line to outside line, trying to find a gap, but TRV, all 4 blockers there, stopping them from getting through. The pack is pretty solid and slow moving at the moment. And, who's that?
Bender, but having a bit of a fall.
Yeah, sorry, I got confused. So Birdie, the jammer for Ballarat, has got a penalty and is in the penalty box. So Bender, it's Birdie and Bender, it's confusing.
It is.
Bender has lead jammer for TRV, coming around the outside of the straightaway, heading towards the pack, which is just waiting on turn 2. The pack's moving slowly now. Bender taking a big hit to the back of the pack, and some great blocking there from, that looks like Gussie there on the inside line, holding Bender all by herself. Bit of recycling there. So who's that? 55 is Snibbles, knocked Bender out of the track, ran the back, and Bender thought, no thank you, I'm just going to call off.
It's a good strategy. Call off the jam instead of run back in.
Apparently it says, can we turn off the music please? Thank you for those of you at home who are putting comments on the live stream, so we know if we've made small mistakes.
Yeah, as you can see, we are headphoneless today, which I kind of appreciate because it means I can hear what's going on. I can hear Claire. I can see the game. It's quite nice to be able to be in amongst it, but we can't hear what's going on the live stream. So, yeah, keep those comments coming in that are really helpful and also encouraging. We love seeing it all.
It says you can't hear the commentary over the music, but we've just turned it off, so please let us know if you can hear us. Please put some comments on there if you can hear us okay.
Thank you so much. Coming back to the game, we have Miracle Roast just out for lead then. They did take a bit of a tumble from a pretty severe hit from TRV on the inside line, but they are back up and skating and lead. We have 34 from TRV, which is Quiet Riot. She has just come out of the box and...
Jen, they say.
Fabulous. Thank you for letting us know, people. We have Quite Right that have just come out of the box. She has taken off the star, and it looks like there hasn't been a pass yet. I can see that the pivot 31, which is Griff, our captain for TRV, is still in the tripod and now providing a bit of offense. So it looks like Quite Right is still the jammer, but just with the jammer star cover in their hand. Oh, it has been passed right as I say that. So Griff is our current jammer for TRV. Generally, when there's a star pass, that means that the jammer that the star has been passed to is not lead. So I think at the moment we still have Miracle Roast as lead. They are out for another 4 points by the looks of it. Griff is caught. Griff has just received a penalty on the inside. I believe that was a cut track. That was some really nice strategy by Ballarat, really lining up on that inside line and making the jammers have to try and jump around them or choose that outside line, which is just so much longer. And it looks like we are going to have a jammer do-si-do. So the jammer Miracle Roast is slowly making their way to the penalty box at the moment, and we have a whistled dead jam. Sorry, a jam ended, I should say. Not a whistled dead. So we currently have both jammers, by the looks of it, in the box. I think there will be a jammer bounce, which means because Miracle Roast went to the box last, it means that the jammer Griff will be released immediately when the jam starts, because we don't want several jammers in the box, because that means the game doesn't happen.
If there's no jammer, there's no roller derby.
Correct. No points.
So we have a fun jammer bounce scenario, but it's in between jams, so the jammer bounce happens in a sort of weird at the start of the jam type situation, which is fun. It's just one of the fun quirks of roller derby.
You don't see it super often, but it does happen, clearly.
It's my favourite.
Makes it nice and interesting. A nice
Unless
break.
I'm the penalty box manager, in which case, don't do it. Get out of my penalty box.
Yeah, no penalties when we're penalty tracking. 0.
Yep. All right, so 30 seconds has been called, or I think blockers are lining up. They're sitting in their formations, but there's no jammers on track currently. So it's a little bit of looking at the penalty box going, what are we going to do? Where are these jammers coming in?
Griff is standing.
All right, there's that whistle. All the blockers are ready. So Griff is back on track and is ready to start and is hitting the back of that defensive tripod from the Ballarat Rat Pack. TRV trying to do a little bit of offense, pushing the blockers to the front. Griff got a penalty on her way through the pack. Meanwhile, Miracle Roast is out of the penalty box and is pushing their way through the pack on the outside line, being chased out on the second turn by a couple of TRV blockers. So we have a power jam situation for Miracle Roast, who has lead jammer. So TRV blockers lining up on that second turn. Ballarat blockers coming to do quick offense to try and help Miracle Roast through. And she makes it through on the outside line on the straightaway for 4 points. Looking over to the bench, being told by Xavier to call off the jam. So, sneaky move. This has happened a few times in this game, that we've iced the opposition jammer in the penalty box. So, who is it? Griff, sorry, there's too many numbers, my brain.
There are a lot of numbers.
Griff will be starting as a jammer from the penalty box for the second jam in a row. And we have Corey for Ballarat lining up as the only jammer on track for the start of this jam.
Yeah, correct. So we've got a power jam start for Corey. And the interesting thing about the previous jam was that even though Griff was released first, she got a penalty right before she got lead, which enabled Miracle Roast to get lead, even though she was in the box when they started the jam. Very interesting strategy. So Corey was knocked to the inside there and was recycled, allowing Griff. It is Griff? It is Griff.
Yeah, it's Griff.
As the jammer, allowing Griff to get lead, even though Corey was in a power start.
Griff came out of the penalty box and got lead.
And is getting the direction from the bench to call it. I could hear Shrek. We've had a bit of a trip on Corey and a big apology and a low block heading to 56, which is Hurdy Beetle. Very apologetic to Corey, and sometimes wheels lock accidents happen. It looks like we're all good here.
Everyone's
Corey,
still friends.
yeah, and Corey got up straight away.
Nobody's
just a bit of a
hurt.
trip. Yep. Love the companionship on
All right, a
the
bit
derby
of
track.
shenanigans there, TRV. Who's on track, who's off track, who's pivot, who's not, who's in the penalty box. Some chitty chats going on there.
Lineups can be hard.
Oh, timeout. What kind of timeout do we have? Is it a team? I think it's an official timeout by the looks of it.
Yes.
Yep,
we have
official
Gary
timeout. Gary
coming over.
and Bullseye coming over to talk to us about what's going on. Our scoreboard has stopped. So we just got to fix the scoreboard.
Okay, looks like we are having a bit of a scoreboard issue in-house.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
What's
so,
our hold music, Rev?
That's a great question. I think it's us talking and possibly, yeah, I know. We are pretty good at talking, though. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
We're pretty good at talking.
Entertaining.
Yeah. So, I think we have some really... I think we've kind of covered everything except our
I read that already.
photographers.
No, we read them.
Oh, you did already? Oh, there you go.
You know what we haven't done,
Tell me.
which we should have done at the start, was welcome you all to this game, introduce ourselves, and do an acknowledgement of country.
Let's do that now.
Let's do it now.
Yep.
Welcome everyone to Round 5 Statewide Stampede, hosted by Diamond Valley Roller Derby Club. I am Intensive Clare Unit, and this is Rev and Townsend.
Hello.
Do you want to read it, or do you want it?
Yeah, I'll read it.
Rev's going to acknowledge country for us.
Yes. We gather today for the statewide stampede on the unceded land of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, remembering that we skate, live, work and play on the land of the Australia's first people. We acknowledge Aboriginal elders, past, present and future, and honour their deep connection to country and spirit. May we walk in their footsteps and learn from their ancient wisdom.
Thank you, Rev.
Thanks for letting us introduce ourselves today. Sorry we didn't do that earlier. I think we were waiting on a bit of
We were distracted.
technical stuff early, and I think we were just having a really good chat early, but I'm
Yep.
glad we got to do that in our break. We're back to it.
Yeah, we have Birdie for BRDL Ballarat and Quiet Riot for TRV. So Birdie has lead jammer status, and both jammers are being held in really strong defensive tripods. But Birdie has pushed the tripod out. PRV blockers have had to bridge out. So Birdie's been able to come back around again. It looks like there has been a star pass for TRV. And I can't see exactly who the new jammer for TRV is. It is number 56. That is Hurdy Beetle.
Very nice.
All right, so TRV has a new jammer, Hurdy Beetle. Meanwhile, Birdie is still racking up the points, taking the outside line on the third turn and calling off the jam following direction from the bench.
Very strong skating.
So it looks like that jam... I don't know how many points we got.
That's all right. Over here, it looks like we got 10 points for Ballarat and 0 points for Team Regional Victoria at the moment.
So our score update is Ballarat 187 and TRV, Team Regional Victoria, on 72.
Yeah, a bit of a lead with Ballarat at the moment, and there was some really fantastic jamming from, was it, oh, excuse me, who was on the last jam? I cannot remember. Who was with BRDL?
Birdie.
Birdie, thank you. Very, very strong skating, getting low, getting some squats in, and basically being untouched almost every round, every skate through. Who we've got at the moment, we have 131, which is Mad Splatter skating, well, jamming for TRV. We've had a bit of a hit at the back, but no illegal contact there. And I believe we have Sly with us at the
Sly
front.
Devil.
Sly Devil, excuse me. We have a really strong tripod at the front. Sly has just made their way through on the outside. 4 points straight in the air for Ballarat. Very strong skating. We've got some good direction from Zave on the bench there, being really present, really forward and up front. And we have a call-off by Mad Splatter. Mad Splatter was the lead, but Ballarat was still able to get some points in that jam. So, on that jam, it looked like it was evensies, 4-4. So that brings our scores up 4 points each, 191 to 76. Ballarat in the lead.
Really close to a 200 point, which is nice round number.
Very nice.
Break that 200 point barrier.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up at the start of this jam, we've got full contingent. Oh no, I lied. We've got a couple of blockers in the penalty box, and we've got Corey for BRDL and Hurdy Beetle for TRV. Both jammers are out, but Corey has made it out first for lead jammer, but Hurdy Beetle is not far behind. Corey taking a quick look at the bench as they come around. The packs are moving pretty fast, and they've made it to the second straightaway. Corey on the outside line cutting back, and a big hit, and Corey is down.
Okay, we have a call-off there. We have a down skater.
All right, we are going to take the camera away.
Yeah, focus on us, focus on us. That was a pretty severe collision. We'll get some medics out to the skater and just ensure that they're okay. While we do that, we are just going to have a chat about stuff. By the looks of it, were there any points put up in that last jam, or is that whistled? Yeah, it's generally whistled. One for TRV on that one, so that's a good sign. So it brings our scores to 77 and 191 for Ballarat, just as a general update. How is our chat going? Are you there,
good.
people?
Yeah, we've got people watching. Hello.
Welcome.
Hello, viewers.
Welcome to McLeod.
Hello.
We are here. We are with you. We are present. And this is the second game of the day. Excuse me. First game was low contact.
It's a beautiful game.
I was not here for it. Can you tell me about it?
So, yes, it was low contact. 2 teams. 1 black team, 1 white team. It was close.
Thank you.
It's a close game. I can't remember what happened.
No, that's all right. It was a little while ago.
Let's have a look at what's coming up in the next couple of games for today. Is that on our sheet? I'm going to have to.
This might be a specific sheet for us by the looks of it. I think we have more sheets over here which we could possibly dive into and just give you y'all an update. Hello, Maddie. Thank you for your comments. Lots of love, lots of Derby love.
Okay.
Tell me.
So after this game, we're going to have Northeast Roller Derby, the Northeast Knockouts, and they will be playing East Vic Roller Derby, which is of Eastwick, North, East versus East.
I love it.
And then after that, Game 3, which will be at 3 p.m, we have Kingston City Rollers, the Royals, and they will be playing the combined team of Geelong Roller Derby and Gippsland Rangers Roller Derby, who are playing as Pivot City Rangers. So that'll be a good game. Pink versus green, great colour combo.
Yeah, true. Very true.
And then Game 4 coming up at 5 p.m. All of you at home, you'll still be watching at 5 p.m. I know it's late.
Better be.
But it's the last game of the day. And we know you love roller derby. And that will be Westside Roller Derby, Westside Glory, playing against South Sea Roller Derby, the Banshees, South v West.
Very exciting.
And if you want to see a little bit more of this face.
And this face.
Stick around till 5 p.m.
It's very important that you do. It's very important. It'll be a nice day, I think. It's been quite sunny, and I think a lot of people will be celebrating winter solstice. So I think we are doing winter solstice games today.
Solstice was on Thursday, Rev.
Yeah, it's the weekend after.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay, so we can celebrate on Thursday because it's too dark.
Yeah, it was really dark on Thursday, but I think people are putting their celebrations into the weekend. But yeah, I've been celebrating the sunny weather in between the rain today. It's been a really nice day, and it's quite... I know we spoke about this before, but it's usually quite chilly in events, and it's really nice in here. We really like this venue. This is a lovely venue.
Yes, thank you to
Banyule Council
for allowing us to roll around in your stadium.
We're very grateful, very, very grateful. And
thank you to Diamond Valley for hosting and for organising this beautiful venue for us today.
Thank you, Diamond Valley. All the Derby love for all the people. So it looks like people are still on the benches at the moment. I believe we've still got medics on the track, and our officials are just ensuring that everything's going ahead smoothly. While this is going on, we've got some really good stalls that are out and about. We've got some lovely food. A few people have brought things for bake sale and barbecue. We've got some snags available. Things are going quite well, and we've got a lot of seating here. So
if you're watching at home, you know, it's McLeod. It's in the middle of Melbourne. It's not that far away. If you're a local Melbourne person, why not consider coming on down to Nets Stadium in McLeod here? There's room for you in the stadium to come and watch live.
Yeah.
You won't get to hear us.
That's true. That's true.
But you can talk to us.
Yeah.
In person.
You can chat to us. Get amongst the live stream just to chat to us and then watch it in person. Tell us what the lag is like. I'm sure there's zero because this setup is incredible. I keep looking off to my right because Jen is to my right.
Jen
Absolutely
is, that's Jen's hand.
smashing out
Hello,
the
Jen's
technology
hand.
side of things. Ensuring we're up and running, ensuring we've got scoreboards in front of us and correct information and updating us when things are going on. Thank you, Jen. What else have we got going on? I don't know. I can honestly just keep talking. I'm that person. I would like to see a few more onesies out and about, if possible. If people are going to come a bit later on, bring your onesie. This is the only onesie I have.
I don't have a onesie, so I didn't wear one.
I think you win today.
I actually bought one during the week and it got delivered on Friday, but I was not home, so they took it to the post office.
Oh, boo.
So I missed it.
Would you like to tell us what it is, or would you like it to be a surprise for the future people?
Nobody cares, but it's got avocados on it.
Oh, that's... Come on. We care. We care. I love that. This got given to me by a friend because I think she didn't want it anymore, so I was like, yeah, I'll take it. Why not?
A win.
And I've brought it out maybe twice, and it's so nice when events like this happen and I can actually do a dress up because I'm not much of a dresser-upperer.
Is it cozy?
It's so warm, and I've got a jumper on underneath, and today I tried to be impartial and support everyone, so I've got my West Side jumper, I've got my South Sea beanie, and I've got a Dragon City shirt. So in reality, I need to go shopping and buy some more stuff from other leagues with all the merch desks we've got here. Just reiterating, we had merch desks from East Vic, Gippsland, and Team Regional Victoria, and I don't think I have any of their merch yet. How much merch have you got? Do you have a lot?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I've got a Diamond Valley stubby holder that I've had for some years now, and I'd used it just yesterday to keep my beers icy cold.
Beers. Love it.
Well, it was just one at a time because it's only one stubby holder.
Not stacked?
No. I've got this West Side jumper.
Very nice. Represent.
I've got badges and patches and stickers, but I've really lost track of what I have, to be honest.
Respect. I might de-jumper and show off my Dragon City, and then we can represent.
Take it off, Revy.
Respectfully.
Oh, someone has asked for a recap of what just happened in the game.
That's a good question.
Well, we're currently having a injury timeout. So basically where it's up to is we had the first half went pretty well. We've only really had about a minute in the second half. 10 minutes. Sorry, I got confused of time.
No, that's
10
okay.
minutes in the second half. So currently the score is at Rat Pack at 191 and Team Regional Victoria on 77. It's the scoreboard is not necessarily reflecting how close the game has been.
That's very true.
Both teams are getting lead. Both teams are doing some great strategy with when they get lead, with calling it off or with icing jammers in the penalty box. So we've had quite a few power jam starts. Both teams have been responsible for those.
You're right. Quite similar strategies. Often providing a tripod, semi-low penalties. We do have a penalty count here if you would like an update on penalties. No one on either team above 3. So that's pretty tight.
Nice and clean.
Yeah, really wonderful game considering To be honest, I did seem as though the penalty box has been fairly empty for a lot of it. We sort of notice when there's a jam a penalty because, we can identify when there's a power jam, but low penalties in general, honestly. We have a couple of cuts. They're quite different, honestly. 1 or 2 out of plays. Sorry, no pack calls, destructions. Someone's got AFL, which is very funny.
I don't know what that means. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So, it's been pretty close, and it's really great to see a close game. We've got TRV obviously being a mash-up team with skaters from a few different leagues, and they're kind of spread out through all regional Victoria, being Team Regional Victoria. So they don't have the opportunity to practice together and to train together that a lot of the other leagues do. So Ballarat, obviously, they're one league. They get to train with each other and work with each other and get to know how they play and to practice their strategies. TRV, they don't have the same numbers in each of the clubs that make up the team. So it's obviously a bit difficult for them to then come together and know how to mesh with each other. They do so well considering that they don't get to train with each other the way that the other teams do. So it's fantastic to see TRV. It's so great that we get this opportunity for skaters from regional Victoria that don't have big clubs, that have smaller numbers, particularly after COVID when a lot of leagues lost players. So it's really good to see them able to come together and field this fantastic team. They've got decent numbers, really big number of skaters, and they've been doing really well today.
Yeah.
As they always do.
Yeah, it looks like they have a full lineup on paper, which is great. I don't know how many they've been able to field today. I haven't done the count, but it's good to see that they've got both full lineups on paper, so that's wonderful. I will just do a little mild shout out to Albury-Wodonga Roller Derby. That's my home league. That's where I started, and it's really wonderful to see them still going. It's probably been a decade now of roller derby in Albury-Wodonga. Shout out, just saying.
Does Albury-Wodonga Roller Derby also play in New South Wales?
Yeah. There have been instances where they've played in Wagga, where they've gone across to Canberra. So ACT.
So a team that crosses the border.
Yeah. So I think previously they used to train in Albury. They now train in Wodonga, which is Wodonga is the Victorian side of things. But yeah, I think Albury-Wodonga, they used to be called Murray River Derby Dames. They've updated their name and they've made some really good changes over the years to ensure that roller derby still happens in regional areas, and particularly we've got the skater moving off the track at the moment. We've got some applause because it looks like they're being taken care of. That's good to know. Thank you again to our medics. Thank you.
Great work
from
the first aid team. We've got a few also people who are here today in the crowd and volunteering today with a little bit of medical expertise who have stepped in to provide some additional assistance to our injured skater.
Very grateful.
So we don't like to see injuries. But it can happen in roller derby. It's a contact sport. It's on wheels. So it's fantastic. And when it does unfortunately happen, it's fantastic to know that we've got this great support from the first aiders and from members of the wider derby community to come and help out and make sure everyone is safe and looked after.
We do have a lot of support, and because I think roller derby takes up so much room amongst Australia now, like it's such a large sport, I think we have the opportunity to have so many volunteers and so many organisations happy to help, and they're a lot more familiar with the sport now, and it's not nearly as daunting as it was. It's just a contact sport. I think we get as many injuries as a footy or a netball would, and that's the joys of playing sport in general.
Okay, so there is a question. Sorry, I'll just cut you off. Sorry,
Ruby.
Who was injured, and I hope they're okay?
TRV skater.
It was a TRV skater, and I don't know exactly who it is.
No.
They are being looked after, and I'm going to check. We've got when Bullseye comes back, he's been helping out. We'll ask and we'll find out who it is and make sure that they're okay.
Yeah, we can update you.
So we don't know what player it is. I'm sorry about that. We just couldn't see from the angle that we're at. But they are off the track, and we believe they are okay. So it's a TRV skater.
Yeah, so we've got our skaters just doing a bit more of a warm-up now. We don't have a time for when we're coming back at the moment, but it shouldn't be too far away now that the skater's off the track and being looked after. We've got a really nice conga line happening because Derby is ultimate fun. Or is that a pace line? What would you call that? Pace line? Conga line? Not
Looks
much
like a
dancing.
conga line. Warming up again. So we want to make sure all the skaters' legs, etc., are nice and warm.
We love it.
When they come back on the track. And as soon as we can give you an update on the injured skater, we'll do our best to get that information to you,
it's
listeners at home.
Worm. Poor Curls at the front is having to lead this enormous worm of skaters. That would be a lot of work, having to pull that train along. And we've broken up. That's all right. This is what I love about roller derby. We have dance parties, we have hugs,
we're all friends.
We're all mates. We love each other. And it always spills out into a game as well. Even when we're mid-jam, sometimes we can have a cuddle and a high five, and we just have the best time. I think that's why I play roller derby. It's always so friendly. Check-in chats. You're welcome. You're welcome, Warrnambool Roller Derby. Thanks for checking in with us. I see a worm from Viola Rumble. Love your work. I think... So we're off the track now. We are, I think, just having a quick check-in with our benches. I say our. I keep doing passive language. The teams are having a quick check-in with their benches just to see who the next jam is on, who the next lineup is, I should say. We've got one person in the box at the moment. That is a TRV skater. I see a number 9, but I can't see the rest of their number. But I will confirm what the go is there.
Hi, everyone. I've just checked in. I've been asked that we've been asked not to reveal the skater who's been injured, just for their private medical information. But they are being attended to, and they've been seen by the first aid, and they're being looked after.
I respect that. Funky Town. So, we have our next lineups on the track. By the looks of it, we have Miracle Roast and Quiet Riot. So Quiet Riot is from TRV. Miracle Roast for this game. Miracle Roast, normally Roast Mortem. Roast Mortem is often a blocker, just in case you missed the first half where we did not introduce them properly. They are jamming for this game and are doing a bit of a nod to Miracle Whips as they are jamming. So they are lined up on the line as Miracle Roast. Lovely. And it looks, I think I was saying before, who is in the... Okay, so we've got Cow Crusher in the box for TRV. So it looks like it'll be a 3-on-4 pack advantage from what I can see.
I'm just making sure our officials are ready, and all our skaters are ready, and everyone's warm.
Yeah.
And we're just making sure we're ready to restart.
Dance party again. Everyone loves a dance party.
Bullseye's come in to check out the technical side of things.
Thanks, Bullseye. Love your work. Okie dokie. Alright, that was the jam whistle. We have a 5-second call, and looks like game is back on. Jam is on. We have the jammers pushing quite tight at the back. We are still basically on the jammer line. Really finding it hard to get through. We've had a release of a blocker from the penalty box. It did look like it was a 3-on-3 pack advantage. Sorry, I did miss out who that was. Ballarat skater just came back on. We've got a bit of movement up the front from... Oh, excuse me.
Miracle Roast has just come through on the inside and smashed out some lead jammer. Having a really good success with lead jammer today. Really good success rate. And not lead jammer, but out and through and scoring is Quiet Riot. Getting quite a bit of a jam in today as well on a regular lineup. It looks like Miracle Roast has called it off, and looks like we've got a 1 point on that jam for Ballarat. So bringing the scores to 192 to 77 at this stage. Just waiting for that scoreboard to update. There we go. Lovely.
All right, we're lining up for, I think it's going to be jam number 9 or 10 for this half. Corey for Ballarat lining up against Hurdy Beetle for TRV. All right, so Ballarat blockers at the back of the pack, TRV blockers at the front of the pack. Got a full contingent of blockers for both teams. Corey's made it through on the outside line of the first turn, but Hurdy Beetle is not very far behind on the inside line of the first turn. All right, TRV blockers are reforming at the back of the pack. But Ballarat blockers are trying to do a bit of offense to shake things up, make it easy for Corey to get through on the outside line and calling off the jam as they come around the third turn. So that was a nice quick hit it and quit it jam. Successfully got 3 points in that jam to Corey, and quick call off, meaning that TRV was restricted to just the 1 point on that jam.
Yeah, true. Wonderful. So we're almost at 200 for Ballarat at this stage. We've got the 5 second. Oh, excuse me. There is an official timeout at the moment. I'm not quite sure what the official timeout is for. We'll just find out for you. It doesn't look like there's any track maintenance at the moment, so it might be a quick one. But lining up for this next jam, we have Birdie for Ballarat and we have Quiet Right for TRV. Quiet Right was just out 2 jams ago, so they might have a lower jammer rotation at the moment. Maybe 2 or 3 jammers on a high rotation instead of having a really deep bench. But they're doing really well considering they're on so regularly. They look extremely... What's the word? They look like they haven't... Fresh, thank you. They look like they haven't been skating at all. They look super ready to go. Maybe that's why Quiet Riot is her name. Quiet Riot. Ready to go.
All right, so our officials are having a chat in the middle of the track about stuff. No idea.
Stuff. I like it.
Conversations are occurring. All right, looks like maybe it's winding up. We've got refs going to talk to the benches about what's happening.
Yeah, we might be going over by the looks of it.
I think we're going to go over time.
Yeah. So normally we would be wrapping up around 1 p.m, but we do have still quite a bit of game left in this one, which is good. I'm glad we have game left. This has been so much fun to commentate. It's been too long. But now it's basically lunchtime. Come down, come and get some food. There's a bit of food here. There's some stalls. Come get some merchandise. Even better, see if you can get a cheeky photographer to take a photo of you. They do some amazing work, and I saw a really nice photo before of me and
amongst... Was it of yourself?
It was of me in this panda outfit in amongst the ref crew. So me matching black and white with all the black and white.
A panda amongst the zebras.
Exactly. I love it. But of course, you got to love a photo of yourself. Don't you love looking at all the derby photos?
Yeah, I'm usually doing a weird face.
Blocking power.
Weirder than the normal face.
Your face is lovely. I love looking at all the derby photos.
They are very good. They're great photos. The photographers who volunteer their time are very professional and do a great job. So we're really lucky that we have so many wonderful and talented and skilled people who give up a lot of time, because it's not just the taking the photos, it's the editing and the uploading and the posting and the sharing. It's a lot of time that they put in, and we all look super beautiful and wonderful.
We're all so
in their
keen.
Photos.
Yeah, I love going through and checking all the tags, and to be honest, I like looking at all the derby photos, not just the ones that we're in. I think it's quite nice to be able to see really cool in-action photos, particularly of blockers. It's so nice to see a really nice triangle or a really nice star pass, or it's really fantastic. Well, we thought Gary was coming to talk to us, but okay, so we're having another quick break from the game at the moment. It's in regards to first aid. We are just getting an update, but we are still putting the game on pause. I think it is relating to that previous injury. No new injury has happened, but it is in regards to the first aid stoppage. So I believe
I've got an update.
Oh, please.
So because we had an injury earlier and our wonderful, thank you, fantastic first aiders have been assisting with that injured skater, it means that they are unable to monitor this game currently. So at the moment the game is paused, restarting ETA unknown, but we can't safely play while the first aiders are assisting with an injured skater. So we'll be back at some point. We don't know when. But we'll probably go silent for a while because I can't think of anything else to say. We're going to go for a music break.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We will see you soon. Thanks for checking in with us. We'll be back shortly.
Jen, please let us know when we're back.
We are back. How magic. Thank you.
I think we might be back.
Thank you for sticking with us, people. If you're here, 30
There's
seconds.
the 30 seconds call. Big cheer comes around the stadium. We have the Mad Splatter for TRV and Miracle Roast for BRDL. Yes, this is still the first game of the day. If you're watching at home, yes, it's still going. And we're on. There's that whistle, and we're away. Mad Splatter at the back of the pack being held up by the BRDL blockers. Miracle Roast on the outside line, cutting through for Lee Jammer. Oh, no, sorry, wrong whistle. Not Lee Jammer. Actually got a cut track penalty on the outside line at first turn, meaning lead. It looks like lead is still open. Mad Splatter cutting through on the inside, getting around the apex on the second turn, Lee Jammer. So, power jam for TRV, Mad Splatter, making her way around back to the back of the pack. BRDL blockers lining up, getting ready for some defence. TRV blockers coming through to a bit of offence, try and break up the pack. Worked really well. Mad Splatter cutting through on the outside line of the second straightaway for 4 points.
Shout out to Vindicator for that backwards somersault.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was very nice. A backwards roll along the ground.
Great
They got
move.
hit down.
All right. So what's happened here is that the Mad Splatter called off the jam and has done what has happened many times in this game and iced the opposition jammer in the penalty box.
It really is an isolation tank in there, isn't it, for the jammers? It's
Cold.
happened. Yeah.
Cold move.
Yeah. No mates. Just always the jammer by themselves in the box.
So that's Miracle Roast starting from the penalty box and Hurdy Beetle starting on track.
Thank you, Hurdy Beetle. I keep having to check the numbers. I appreciate that, Claire. Thank you. Hurdy Beetle running up front, having a small stumble, but straight up, straight away. We are still making our passes. However, Miracle Roast out of the box, straight to lead jammer. That has happened several times now with Miracle Roast. I think possibly Miracle needs to be upgraded to a jammer.
Permanent jam.
Permanent jammer. I'm calling it. Get them on there. Making their way through the pack. 3-2-1 call from the bench. We are putting up 1 point for BRDL and 2 points for TRV. Bit of a difference there. I believe, advantage to Team Regional Victoria on that one. Scores are standing at Rat Pack 196 to Team Regional Victoria's 84.
All right, so now we've got an empty penalty box. So
Yay.
both teams have a full contingent of blockers. We have Quiet Riot lined up for TRV and Corey lined up for BRDL. There is our 5-second call. And there is the whistle. Corey taking the inside line. Sorry, big hit on the outside, but stayed in. Meanwhile, Quiet Riot is being held up by just one or two BRDL blockers being really strong on the back of the pack there. Bit of offence from TRV to help them through. Corey sneaking around on the outside line, crouching nice and low and hiding behind all the other skaters. So TRV blockers were not quite ready for them. Corey taking the inside line, sweeping around to the outside. Big hit on TRV blockers to cut through. Slicing through the pack, making it look very easy. Corey is quite a good jammer, I would say.
Very good jammer, and we have a start off for TRV.
Oh, do we? Ooh.
We do.
Ooh. All right, what's happening there? Have we had a pass? Looks like the pass has occurred because the pivot is holding the star. So it's Elmer Thud is the new jammer, but unfortunately Elmer Thud has been sent to the penalty box and will be sitting a 30-second penalty as the jammer, which is giving a great advantage to Corey, who is the only jammer on track, giving a bit of instruction to the blockers, saying to Killer Curls, move up, get out of the way and get in the way of those TRV blockers, break up that pack. Corey
laps.
coming through for another 4 points and calling off the jam. Quick check of the bench, calling off the jam. So in retaliation for the previous jam, it looks, I can't remember what happened in the previous jam, but
It was a 2-1 to the advantage of Team Regional.
yeah, okay, so now we have the advantage to BRDL because Corey has iced the Elmer Thud in the penalty box.
Previous jam, Miracle Roast was iced and was able to get out and get lead. But that last jam was a 20-0 jam towards the Rat Pack.
Very strong jam.
Very, very strong.
Broken the 200-point barrier.
Yeah, very very comfortable lead at the moment, but it's still making it a tight game for anyone. We have Elmer Thud on the jammer line for Team Regional Victoria, although Birdie able to get through and lead for that one. We have a couple in the penalty box at the moment.
One from each team by the looks of it. One blocker from each team.
The helmet cover has come straight off. There was a quick dive to collect it. It looks like the jammer is down at the moment. Helmet cover in hand. I believe it looks
still
like
Elmer Third,
it is still Elmer. I think we've got Monk on our board, but I don't believe the star pass was passed off to the pivot Monk. Monk has done a little bit of jamming today, but is still not the jammer in this scenario. Elmer Thud is still... They are caught at the back, but slowly making their way through, doing a quick outside to inside, getting through, and 4 points for TRV. Fantastic work there. The BRDL jammer shortly behind them, probably about 30 feet. And what have we got? Yeah, so that was about 1:20 worth of jam, and there was quite a bit of stumbling there, but we were able to get 4 points up for the Rat Pack, and I believe that's it.
And there is a question on the live stream chat here, being interested to see the stats on the lead jammer after icing the jammer. Interesting to see if it's proved to be worth it. Now, we don't have those statistics in front of us now, but that's a really good question, and certainly something for the Derby statisticians out there. So yeah, see if these strategies are proving to be effective. You ICR the jammer. Does your team get lead?
Yeah, and we do have a lot of Derby data to collect from. A lot of people here in this community in particular are very...
Oh, Jen is showing us. Jen are
very good at collecting that data.
A graph. Revy's going to find out.
So we have a points per jam table here.
We've put the graph on the screen.
The Rat Pack have quite a lot of lead in both the first and the second half. So the more leads were going to the Rat Pack, which kind of makes sense points-wise. So generally, just as a whole, with roller derby, lead jammer often gives you an advantage because you have the opportunity to call off the jam and prevent the other team from scoring points. So seeing those statistics there makes a lot of sense. Having the Rat Pack in front points-wise and lead jammer-wise. But we are back to jam... What are we on? Jam 3?
Jam 15. It says it right there, Rev. It's on the scoreboard.
Goodness. 3 since we got back, hey?
Yeah. All right, so Sly Devil for Ballarat and Bender for TRV are our two jammers. Got a bit of a disadvantage of TRV. The pivot has gone to the penalty box.
Sly through on the outside. We have a bit of a caught jammer. Ooh, and a bit of a downed jammer, I gotta say. So Bender and Sly Devil are jamming at the moment. We do have Sly able to muscle their way through and slowly make their way around the outside, popping up another 4 points. Bender's popping up to the back of the pack and was not able to get any points before the jam was called off. So that brings us to an 8-point advantage for that jam for the Rat Pack. So it brings our total scores from 228 for BRDL, Ballarat, to Team Regionals Victoria's 84 points. I kind of forgot we had that big break before, and I just was like, oh, we're in the second period.
Still the same game.
Same game. Just enjoying myself too much.
So we've got Hurdy Beetle lining up for TRV and Corey lining up for Ballarat. And Ballarat have got one blocker in the penalty box, which I think is Lucky. So I just can't quite see. So that's going to be a blocker advantage for TRV at the start of this next jam. See if they can turn that into a lead jammer situation. All right, bit of jammer on jammer action as the whistle goes. Corey pushing Hurdy Beetle out of the way, try and knock her off track before she can get out the front, which has been successful because Corey has managed to get out really fast, take lead jammer. Hurdy Beetle's been knocked out and recycled, but cut through back onto track on the inside line in the first turn to make it through for their initial pass. Corey breaking out of the pack as well for the first scoring pass, getting through what looked like Griff doing a bit of one-on-one blocking up the top there and calling off the jam. So it's happened a few times now. The jammer who has lead scores 4 quick points and just calls off the jam. So there's no point running it for 2 minutes. You know, always you can just do it quickly, get a points advantage, and move on to the next one. All right, so Birdie for Ballarat is lining up against Quiet Right for TRV. Both, once again, TRV with the blocker advantage. The pack has been split up, so TRV blockers are a bit needing to reform. They're getting a bit separated. No pack call, meaning that those at the front who had spread out the TRV blockers have then had to let the jammer through. Because you're not allowed to keep blocking if there's no pack. So Hurdy Beetle is doing her best to get through. Oh, sorry, Quiet Right, beg your pardon. Trying to get through, and Birdie as well. So both jammers getting caught up in the pack at the moment. Big hit from Vinda Skater coming across to try and hit Quiet Right out, but that is a penalty, unfortunately, and Birdie calls off the jam.
1 point to Team Regional Victoria on that one, and 4 points to BRDL. Just getting an update on the score there. It looks like we have... Well, no one in real penalty trouble. We've got Monk on 5 for TRV at the moment. Everyone else is roughly 4 and below. Maybe
pretty
2
clean
1, 2,
game
3.
so far.
Yeah, not too bad. So we have Sly on the line for BRDL, and we also have Mad Splatter on the line for TRV. Mad Splatter has just been recycled inside and moved to the back of the pack, while Sly was able to get out lead jammer fairly easily. We were about 10 seconds in for Sly to get the lead jammer there. Sly able to separate a lot of the TRV blockers fairly comfortably. However, the TRV blockers are quite strong by themselves and are able to just make that pass a little bit more difficult. Same as BRDL, honestly. They play quite similarly. Bit of a tripod situation, bit of a separate situation, generally playing O. They just are quite a good matchup for each other, and they're getting really good. Both teams are getting very good at knocking the jammers out of bounds and doing that run back. I'm seeing a lot of run back this game. Speaking of knocking inside, Sly got knocked inside, ended up calling it off from the ground, and was able to put up 4 points on that one. Beautiful. And I don't see any points for TRV for that one. So 4 point advantage for BRDL there.
So a quick score update that brings the Rat Pack to 240 and TRV are on 88. And White Team, so TRV have called a team timeout. We've got just under 5 minutes left of this game. Reminder, this is game 1 of the day.
Is it 2 or 1?
It's game 1.
It is game 1.
Well, it's the second game that's happened because we had the low contact, but in terms of the statewide, point structure.
Statewide sanctions?
Yes, it's game 1, which...
Funky Town.
We're nearly up to 3 hours of this game.
Yeah. It's it's a nice environment. We will be having... Who was it next? Nerds?
Nerd and East Vic.
East Vic.
North versus East.
Yes.
North East Roller Derby Knock'ems versus East Vic, Witches of East Vic. And it's great to see North East Roller Derby back on their own this year after having combined forces with Dragon City last year to be the Nerdy Dragons.
where I was getting nerdy from.
As the teams emerged from COVID and the clubs had to kind of rebuild with lost players, we saw quite a few situations of teams combining. And the teams have rebuilt their clubs. Numbers have come back up again. And so both Nerd and Dragon City are on their own this year.
Yeah, and that there is a bit of a testament to the roller derby love, the fact that teams are able to just combine, get a team together for a tournament.
Yeah.
And now with the low contact people coming through, there's just no end in sight. So it's wonderful to see.
Yeah.
Back to gameplay. We have both jammers out very quickly. From the refs, I can see TRV is in the lead. We can see by the jam ref that is pointing at the jammer that is the person that's in lead.
So that's Hurdy Beetle?
That is Hurdy Beetle, this jam. We also have Corey on... Yes, Corey out in the front, able to get 4 points. And Hurty shortly behind, maybe about 10 feet, also able to put up another 4 points. But just a reminder, they are lead and are in control if they would like to call it off. Corey able to get through, but...
Corey has got a cut track penalty.
And by the looks of it, Hurdy Beetle has called it off with 4 points in tow and isolating, again, the jammer in the box, making it a power jam for TRV next jam. Claire.
So that also means that they're going to have to skate against Corey in the next jam.
Yeah.
They get 30 seconds without them on track, but then they're going to be on track, and then you've got to block Corey.
That's a very good point. Corey is very strong. Very strong.
That's 2 jams in a row. Looks like we're having a... Is that it? I don't know. So it looked like maybe we were doing a timeout. I wasn't sure.
It looks like an official timeout by our scoreboard and by the actions of our non-skating official on the pivot line.
3.5 minutes left of this 3-hour game.
Yes. Indeedy. The other thing I will shout out with Corey, 1 penalty. 1.
Well, that's pretty good.
The second one now, maybe. I think this is the second time they've gone to the bin.
Yeah.
Quite a clean jammer, quite a high rotation jammer. Going on. Okay, a brdl jammer is lining up. Maybe that penalty was reversed. It must have been reversed.
Yeah, because Corey's out of the penalty box and Birdie's lined up.
Well, that would have been what that official
Ballarat.
timeout is.
Okay, so sorting out the penalty situation. And we've got quiet right for TRV. So both jammers currently at the back of the pack. Birdie taking the inside line. Quiet right taking the middle of the track. Birdie sliding to the... I believe it was on the outside. That looked like a pretty big hit. So
yeah, it did.
Hurdy Beetle is back up and at him. Birdie is being held really strongly by the defensive tripod for TRV at the front of the track. So 2 solid, slow tripods, but Cow Crusher's just been given a penalty as a blocker, meaning that TRV only had 2 blockers. And that's another blocker penalty this time to Elmer Thud. So we've got 1 TRV blocker on track. So Griff's doing her best to do a little bit of offense and now doing some one-on-one defense, trying her best to hold Birdie at the top of the pack. It's really tough when you're on your own. A couple of TRV blockers back on track, but then some more penalties. So now it's Monk who's the only TRV blocker on track, and Birdie has called off the jam. And now we have a situation where they haven't iced the jammer, they've iced all of the blockers.
Yes,
so TRV is going to be starting the next jam with 1 blocker on track.
Yeah, it is quite a full penalty box at the moment. It's a good advantage for Miracle Roast to be jamming against. And Miracle Roast has been quite hard to pin down.
So TRV have sent Monk out as their solo blocker to try do her very best to stop Miracle Roast.
Very good person to send out. A lot of experience with Monk. Monk has played in quite a few different teams, and it's good to see them back skating again. Really glad they're skating with Team Regional Victoria. We have Roast through with lead jammer. We also have Hurdy Beetle out on the track, but looks like they are potentially getting yes, they have received a penalty and will be back in the box, giving another power jam scenario to Ballarat Roller Derby. Miracle Roast taking it nice and cruisy around, pretty comfortably scoring a few points. They were able to Ballarat were able to get a goat in the back, it looks like Monk, and that means that the pack is at the back and Roast is able to just push out those front blockers and get another 4 points straight on the board, which is a great scenario.
Roast is also the lead jammer, so we might have another icing situation. But I spoke too soon.
Oh, all good.
Because Hurdy Beetle has just left the penalty box.
It's hard to gauge what's going on. The good news is it looks like we've got one more jam.
Maybe.
It might
We've got
be
10
the
seconds left on the penalty, the period clock, and we're not going to get up to that unless someone calls a timeout.
Will there be
in
an
the next
official?
1 second.
No official?
No. Oh, hang on. There's Xavier for Ballarat has just called a penalty, a timeout.
It did look like the time had ended,
Had
but we will see what the refs...
We haven't had our rolling whistle to end the game.
Correct. We will see what the refs would like to do.
The period clock has rolled out, but the refs are saying, "Nope, you left it too late. You had about 10 seconds to do it,
yes,
and you didn't do it." So it looks like we might be at the end of our 3-hour game. So let's check in that last jam. 9 points to the Rat Pack.
Yep.
We're just double-checking the scores.
Yeah, just waiting on that rolling whistle as well, which is why a lot of our skaters are still out there, which is why we're still playing. We are waiting for...
All right, so we've checked the scores. The refs are happy with the score. The Rat Pack ended that game on 257. Team Regional Victoria ended that game on 96.
There we go.
That was a
rolling
marathon game.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us. That was a game and a half.
It literally was.
Yeah. So we have victory for the Rat Pack, which is Ballarat Roller Derby. Team Regional Victoria able to put 96 points up for that game, and they are ranking points, so that will go towards the total for the tournament. Keep checking back in with the next few games that are going to be happening. We've got some really exciting games coming up.
I dare say we're going to have absolutely minimal break between this game and the next.
Absolutely.
I don't know who's commentating next because it's not me, so...
Neither me. We love you. Thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for being on the chat. Thank you, Claire.
Thanks, Revy. See you later
today.
Love your
work. Bye.